Hey everyone, GTA 6 apparently has yet another leak going around the internet, coming from a relatively reliable source, but I'm still gonna give this the good old-fashioned take it with a grain of salt, given the fact that the source that this is from is a friend of a Rockstar developer. But the flip side is that this is the same source where GameRoll, where this information is coming from, did also tweet out the last names of Jason and Lucia before trailer 2 came out, which apparently is the exact same source that he got the information from. So, grain of salt applied here, but there's definitely some interesting tidbits here that I haven't actually read myself yet, so you get my full live reaction to them. Gameplay: the 6-star wanted level returns. Relationship bar mentioned in the 2022 leaked clips still exists, and it works like honor in Red Dead Redemption 2. For those unfamiliar with that, if you do good things, your honor bar goes up. If you do the bad things, it goes down. I would assume this is just a relationship between Jason and Lucia, which might also tie into if Jason visits a few too many strip clubs. Lucia might not enjoy that? No cheating allowed, okay? Be good to your partner. Weight mechanics are also a thing, which is not entirely surprising to me given what we've seen in the second trailer. Explore underwater areas with treasure and secrets. Not entirely surprised again because of GTA 5. Trailer 2 scene where Jason buys beer is apparently gameplay. Doesn't exactly surprise me either. Greeting and antagonizing is in the game. Once again, no surprises, it was in Red Dead Redemption 2. The character who apparently has 3 options: solo Jason, solo Lucia, and dual protagonist control, where Jason and Lucia can be controlled at the same time to rob together in the open world. Some missions are also started with the 2 of them at once. How's that gonna work? Am I gonna have to like play the game like this or something with 2 controllers in my hand? Like, you know, just... I'm not sure how they're planning on doing that. I mean, it's intriguing, but you would assume that it kind of works the same as in GTA 5, where you just have like missions with both of them, and at the same time you just swap between them very quickly. Like I guess we've seen in the leak as well, back in 2022. I don't know. The rectangle minimap returns again, but this time with pink waypoints, so you know, Vice City style if you will. Jason has a Deadeye-like ability, slows down time and reveals a weak spot. Lucia can do it, but with only 1 shot. Source said that this is apparently super bad and hope that it gets changed. It meant to show how Jason is a better shot than Lucia due to his time in the army. I'm not sure about that, because like if you're gonna have a Deadeye ability that slows down time, like, you know, I guess like a bullet time from Max Payne, and then Lucia can do it but with only 1 shot. Okay. I'm not sure how I feel about that one, I'll be honest. It seems a bit odd to have like an ability for both of them, but one being weaker than the other. You would hope that the compromise there would be that Jason starts with a higher Deadeye ability than Lucia does. I guess that might be the compromise, I don't know. But the game is still in development, so what do we know? People react to having your gun out. This leak is starting to fall apart. Male strippers are in the game. That's gonna be a fun one, isn't it? Driving is the best it's ever been. That seems subjective. I mean, GTA 5's driving was already really good. Gore and dismemberment is being built off Red Dead Redemption 2. Great. I mean, that's once again just seems pretty obvious that they would continue that on, I suppose. Limited weapon systems return, and it's stored in the trunk apparently. Not entirely surprised here. We've kind of expected that given the fact that Red Dead Redemption 2 did the same thing. It worked well, and we saw in the 2022 leaks. So it wouldn't surprise me personally. Characters: Donnie, Jason's friend who works for Brian, is described as a freak. He's a super freak, the super freaking. The map once again is an island with no panhandle, basically meaning that we're not gonna have like, I guess, the large area on like you have in Florida, but enter all shopping malls and skyscrapers with lifts, 700 plus shops, and most interiors of an open world game. This is one that I'm the most iffy about, yeah. 700 plus shops and like having the most interiors of an open world game seems like a rather large claim for something that still has to run on a PS5 and an Xbox Series S. Cut content, no fully nude sex scenes. Sorry fellas, you're gonna have to wait until the PC version to see your tits. Listening to music outside of the car apparently isn't a thing. Prone was cut a while ago. Yeah, I guess prone is like, you know, it's not really necessary. Dual wielding weapons isn't in the game. That is a bit disappointing if that is indeed true. No burglary minigame, and also no Disney World parody. And finally, a small detail about the story and missions. It doesn't spoil anything about the story or whatever like that. It does spoil something that you might not want to know. So if you don't want to know anything about story or spoilers or anything along those lines, the game has chapters like Red Dead Redemption 2, 5 chapters in total, and the shots from trailer 2 were all from chapters 1 to 3. So I guess do with that as you will. It makes sense. Red Dead Redemption 2 had a chapter story as well, which I guess is a nice way to structure the game. I don't see anything wrong with that at all. It still follows like a classic GTA formula, but with chapters, I guess you might have like a similar thing where you go from one section of the map to the other, which kind of helps with like, you know, this is the section where you do this, etc. Don't have anything, you know, against that at all. As for my thoughts on this, I will be honest and say that a lot of this stuff just seems like relatively very obvious things that have an extremely high possibility of being in the game anyways, whether or not this leak is legit. So for that reason, I'm extremely skeptical about this, whether or not this is like actually a legit leak. To give you some examples, weight mechanics, we've basically seen it in the trailer. Explorable underwater areas, we've seen it in the trailer. The fact that you can buy beer, which is gameplay, seems like a very Rockstar thing to do. Greeting and antagonizing was in RDR2. The rectangular GPS makes sense because it was in GTA 5. People reacting to having your gun out is, I mean, blatantly obvious too, I suppose. Male strippers being a thing in the game doesn't surprise me either. The driving being the best it's ever been is subjective, I suppose. Then there is the gore that is being built of RDR2, pretty obvious too. The limited weapon system, we already knew from the leaks. The map being an island is obvious because of the mapping project. Enterable shops and malls, we've knew about that. 700 shops is like, yeah, okay, sure, buddy. You know, that is like, if they pulled it off, then sure, fair enough. But I'm sure there would be like a lot of repeat interiors as well in that case. And 700 seems a lot. Like, but then again, it's Rockstar, you know, they always do kind of remarkable things from time to time, I suppose. RDR2 had a lot of enterable dynamic buildings too, so not entirely surprising here. And as for like the stuff that was cut, it's like, yeah, it seems pretty obvious. Dual wielding would be cool, to be fair, but yeah, even though I am rather skeptical about this whole ordeal, I still want to make the video, as some folks have already been asking me about the leak, so I figured let me just throw out this video so folks can know about it, hear my thoughts about it, and do with it as you will. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you all later.